Hey, it's Stephen with Jacksonville Real Estate News, your unbiased news source for real estate information here in Northeast Florida. I'm so glad to be talking with you folks today, and we're going to get right into it. We're doing end of the month, start of the new month of October 2023. We're going to do a review of what's happening here in the real estate market in Northeast Florida. So buckle up, get ready. We are going to get into it, and we've got some interesting things going on. So let's go. So coming in here, we're talking about October 2023, getting everything going. Coming in here, fall is going. We're in the first part of November now. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you've seen kind of what my predictions have been for what's going to happen here in the real estate market. See if they hold true. So first and foremost, we've got the number of listings. This is actually going to be pretty high. This is the highest it's been since November of last year, actually December of last year. So we're right now at, for October, we're at about 7,900 listings here in Northeast Florida. Back into May, we're at 7,000. So we've seen an increase every single month. It's going up, up, up. Little by little, we're seeing more and more homes come on the market. Now, with more and more homes coming on the market, are we going to see a change in new listings, in closed listings, et cetera, et cetera? So this is new listings. So we're seeing this one just kind of keep moving on. So we're not seeing, it's just kind of staying here. We're seeing about the same amount, if not a little bit more, of new listings come on. But sold listings, here's the interesting thing. And this is what we're seeing kind of across the market totally. Is so we have inventory keeps going up. What's happening over here? If we go all the way back to May, we're looking at about sold listings about 3,000. Come down here, we're going to about 2,100. So we're seeing those drop. This is one of the lowest numbers since January of earlier this year. So we're seeing the amount of listings that are selling has gone down. So more listings are coming on the market, fewer are selling. What does that mean for you as either a buyer or a seller in this market? It means if you're a buyer, this market's really starting to tip towards you. Not really, we'll get down to the month supply, not by the month supply of definition of if it's a buyer or seller market, but really by the leverage power that you have, because more listings are coming on and not as many are selling. So sellers are wanting to sell. Sellers, we're going to get to this here in a second, but this is going to force you to, hey, what price point do I want to be at to get my house to sell? One conversation I've been having with a lot of the people that I'm working with is that we've got to figure out, there's a variance between the value of your house and what the market's willing to pay for it. Value, what the market's willing to pay. So that's what we've really got to figure out when you're going to price your home as a seller in this market. The value might be high, but what's the market willing to pay for it? That's the biggest thing, is what is the market willing to pay for your home? So always be thinking about that if you are listing your house. Let's go over here to listing prices. We've got our active average list price, about $545. That's kind of what we've seen. Not a lot of changes through that. We've got our sold average price here in Northeast Florida. It's about $434. We've got some other numbers here. Our median prices, and we'll get into these kind of a little bit more down below. Absorption rate, so month supply of inventory. We're at 3.3 months. That's 3.13 months. So boom, look at this. Shoop, keeps going up. We're going to see more and more houses come on the market. And it's not even more and more houses. It's that just fewer houses are selling, so there's more inventory out there. Once again, to get to a true buyer's market through a month's supply is really once you get above 6 months supply. It's been years and years and years since Northeast Florida has seen that, but that's the actual number of what it needs to be. Now, there's some other things in there where you can have a buyer's or seller's market, but for the actual numbers, it has to be above 6 months for it to be a buyer's market. Now, You guys know, you've watched the channel before. This is one of my favorites, sold to list ratio. This kind of tells us what's going on. So this has stayed pretty steady, 97.4. Last month it was 97.5. What that means, if you sell your house, if you list your house for $100,000, you're going to get $97,400 for it on average. So I'd like to look at those because you're seeing a lot of price decreases. About every week, you're seeing about a quarter of the inventory decrease their price. So it is happening. They're trying to get back to that point of, hey, what's the market willing to pay for my property? Days on market, it's staying pretty steady. I mean, we're not way back up here into February, which was at 78. I mean, we're down here, we're about 57. It's kind of stayed where it's at. So once again, if you see a house on the market for 30 days, it's okay. People see that, that's happening. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just things are staying on the market a little bit longer. Coming down here, this is, as you guys know, let me get this into the camera so you can see it. So this, we're going October 23, October 22, 2023 versus 2022. In all of this, I mean, there's some changes in absorption rate, list price. Here we go. Median sale price. So year over year, down about 1.5%. So as you can see that, down about 1.5%. There you go. So $5,000 on a 300 median sale price home. 2022, it was 355. 2023, it's 350. That's what we're seeing is coming back up here. Is once again, you're seeing this here of the sold listings are coming down. So how are people up here who are listing their home, how are they going to get people to buy them if fewer people are out buying homes? Well, prices are going to come down. Now, it might not be the price decreases that you've thought of. Hey, well, we're seeing, you know, this, and this. This is month over month. Year over year, I mean, we're really talking $3,000, $2,000, $3,000. Now, you're not seeing these big $20,000 or $30,000 decreases. And right now, I don't think that we are going to see those. I think we're just not seeing increases go up so much, which is what we need to do, because over the past couple of years, it's been crazy. That is not sustainable. This is getting back into what a neutral market is, or even a slightly contrasting market. So keep that in mind. Now, just another piece of information on this. We are looking at our median sale price numbers right here. If we go to average sale price, you know, year over year, you're up about 2%, 2.5%. So there are some numbers in here. We're getting into our sold listings. With our sold listings, remember, once again, 2023, 22, month to month, year to year. The big chunk of, and if you've watched the channel before, you know this is very repetitive for me, is, hey, the places, the homes that are getting sold are in that $300,000 to $400,000 range. You see a lot of those. Next after that is 4 to 5. Third after that is 5 to 750. And then fourth after that, you're coming down to the 250 to 299 across the board. So that's where we're seeing. And if you go year to date on these things, the number of sold listings year to date in the 3 to 400 is down about 7%. Month over month, it's down about 13. If we look at total sold listings, total sold properties year over year, Northeast Florida is down about 12%. So we've seen a 12% slowdown in the number of sold listings. Now we go to active listings. We're still down a little bit year over year, but not by a lot. Month over month, we're down. Once again, look at the market breakdown on this. This is just, that should really tell you where Northeast Florida sits on things. Is we're going 3 to 750. Look at that. That takes up a big chunk of the Northeast Florida market is right here between 300 to 750. Big numbers right there. So very interesting to me in what that looks like. So that's a look at the numbers. My big question that I'm getting these days a lot is, Stephen, what's going to continue to happen with the market? If you follow the channel at all, you know that I've been saying, hey, it's going to kind of just steady and ride itself out. I still think that's going to happen. I think you could see a little uptick in sold sales. You might see a little downtick in sold sales, but I don't think it's going to go boom. I just don't see it. With the amount of people who are still moving in here to Northeast Florida, with the job strength that we have, we're less than 3% of unemployment. I mean, I don't see where we're going to take a big hit on home sales coming up anytime soon. Once again, I think we'll hit some seasonality and some fluctuation, but it's not going to drop 20 or 30% that I'm seeing. Could that happen? Yes, of course it could happen. But anybody who says, hey, this is happening, it might happen in different regions, but here in Northeast Florida, we're staying pretty steady for the amount that the interest rates have gone up. You've seen the interest rates earlier this year were at 4%. They're double that right now. So to be able to withstand that kind of hit shows the resiliency of the market here in Northeast Florida. But also at the same time, for you buyers out there, there are negotiations that you can do. There's things that you can get from sellers at this point in time. And sellers, you've got to be flexible. If you have your house sold, if you have your house listed, you've got to be flexible. You've got to know that, hey, this is an ever-changing market. And the big thing that you need to do is you need to find out what is the market telling you that they're willing to pay for your house. I know it's very difficult. I know it's kind of like a moving target, and it is, but that's why you work with your agent. That's why you walk through these things and try to figure those out. So if you have any questions, if you have any insight, you want me to answer anything or go over anything about the market, please just put a comment down below. I respond to all of them, and I'm here to serve and help you through the home buying or selling process in Northeast Florida. I hope you have a great week in Jacksonville.